Hello to everyone from 4 Shillings Short. I am Eogo Tuama from Cork in Ireland.
And I am Christy Martin from San Diego, California. It is our pleasure to present to you a virtual St. Patrick's Day concert.
We've been performing together since 1995 and have been touring in the United States and in Ireland for over 20 years. We have decided to share with you previously unseen video footage from our many years of touring, going back to as far as 2003.
We hope that you enjoy the concert and will check out our webpage and the virtual tip jar if you are so inclined. We begin with a piece we call Heaven's Gate, recorded at the Little Fox Theater in Redwood City, California. Happy St. Patrick's Day!
people prayed a petition. Your attention we beg and we crave, and if you are inclined for to listen, an abundance of pastimes we'll have. We have come to relate many stories concerning our forefathers' times, and we trust they will drive out your worries. Of this we are all in one mind. Many tales of the poor and the gentry, of labour and love will arise. There are no finer songs in this country, in Scotland and Ireland likewise. There is one thing more needing mention, the dances we dance are in fun. So now that you've heard our intention, we'll play on to the beat of the drum. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no painter powder, no none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl. And once more, she wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no painter powder, no none at all. She wore a bonnet
given to Luke Kelly of the Dubliners, and Paddy asked him to sing the song. Patrick Cavan asked him to sing the song, and they set it to an old Irish air called Fáin a Gallon Lay, the bright ring of daybreak. And when we were in Ireland the summer of 2008, we discovered a second version of the melody. So what we've done is combine both versions of the melody with the poem by Patrick Cavan.
Along the ledge of a deep ravine, where can be seen the worth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts still making tarts, and I not making hay. Oh, I love too much, and by such and such is happiness thrown away. He gave her gifts of the mind, and he gave her the secret line that's known to the artists who have known true gods of sound and stone. With word and tint I did not stint, for I gave her poems to say, with her own name there and her own dark hair, like clouds over fields of May. First
mates but me.
All both great and small, you that feel inclined. Your cares bestowed on a fellow full of gold, I'm almost out of me mind. The wives I've had, they've all gone dead, me love has labored in vain. I have married, and very nearly married, and I'm sick from wives and the brain. Oh, the fox and the hare, the badger and the bear, the birds in the greenwood tree. All the pretty little rabbits so engaging in their habits, and they're all having mates but me. Now the first on me page was a little Sally Sage. She once was a lady's maid, but she ran away one very dark day with a fellow with a whitefish tray. On the next was a hook, a beauty and a cook, and I'll tell you the reason why. On her back she had a hump, on her leg she had a stump, she had a little squint in the eye. Oh, the fox and the hare, the badger and the bear, the birds in the greenwood tree. All the pretty little rabbits so engaging in their habits, and they're all having mates but me. Now the next was a charm, a little girl with the farm all burst in harrows and plows. While she gathered up her rig of flocks of little pigs, she squeezed new milk from the cows. She was 16 stone, all muscle and bone, her face had an awful sneer. Alas, she would be mine, but she fell into decline. She swallowed up a mouse in her beer. Oh, the fox and the hare, the badger and the bear, the birds in the greenwood tree. All the pretty little rabbits so engaging in their habits, and they're all having mates but me. Now the next that came was a bright and jolly dame with a purse as long as the arm. It was full of yellow gold, 'twas a beauty to behold, with the heart of a miser's charm. Her only sin was a love for gin, that drove our hopes to wreck. For she slipped on her heel on a piece of orange peel, she fell down and broke her neck. Oh, the fox and the hare, the badger and the bear, the birds in the greenwood tree. All the pretty little rabbits so engaging in their habits, and they're all having mates but me. Now to add to me score, I had half a dozen more. Me list goes a long way round. Some crossed o'er the sea for a better chap than me, but more of them were hanged and drowned. The last I had a little drink, she went mad in vain. I tried to stop her. Sorrow was my tale, I discovered one day she was slowly boiled to death in a copper. Oh, the fox and the hare, the badger and the bear, the birds in the greenwood tree. All the pretty little rabbits so engaging in their habits, and they're all having mates but me. Oh, they're all having mates but me. They're all having mates but me. and suffer death 1,000 times. Winter is past and the leaves are green. The time has passed that we have seen. I wish the day it soon would come when she and I as one, when she and I can be as one, when you and I will be as one.
these instruments are called the psaltery, spelled Psaltery. The psaltery is a medieval instrument that dates back at least 1200 years, possibly even farther. It's a member of the zither family. A zither is classified as a sound box with strings stretched across, so the hammered dulcimer is also a zither.
By the way, there will be a test on the way out today.
Now, in this case, it's a bowed zither, and the psaltery is set up like a piano. It's a fully chromatic instrument. You play the bow between the pins. So if you were to imagine that these are the black keys of the piano and these pins are the white keys of the piano, you can see the familiar 2-3-2-3 arrangement of the accidentals. So you play it.
All the strings are resounding,
Like so.
with the main emphasis being on the note you're bowing, of course. And the bow, yeah, that's it.
So we'll be playing for you a sultry duet of a medieval dance tune from England called Nonesuch.
We occasionally do music from England just to prove that I bear absolutely no malice against the English for 800 years of subjugation, exploitation, degradation, humiliation, and taxation without representation. But I'm seeing a therapist. Even though Sigmund Freud did say that you can successfully psychoanalyze every race on earth except for the Irish.
He did actually say that.
He did.
So we're going to carry on with a song from Ireland
Yes.
about a young lass by the name of Eileen. And Eileen is the most beautiful woman in the town of Carrick-Navarre, which means the Rock of Men. Carrick-Navarre, otherwise known as Petrovor, if you anglicize it. Well, Eileen is the youngest Eileen in the family, and so they call her Eileen Og, just like A. Og is the youngest A, well, kind of, at that time when he was born in his family.
I was
It
named
means
after my
young.
grandfather. Og means young. And Eileen Og was so gorgeous that all the men in the area were afraid to approach her because she was too gorgeous. And so she, of course, fell to the most unsuitable and unlikely person. And they are lamenting, Eileen Og, me heart is growing grey. ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen Og, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrobor. None of them like the pride of Petrobor. Now, this was written by William Percy French, who lived at the end of the 19th century and was the darling of the Victorian Drawing Room Society, because he wrote beautiful melodies and sort of innocuous catchy songs, but he did write a very funny one, if you want to look it up on the internet. It's called Says She. It's about a conversation with the Queen of England. And it's really hilarious.
They're mostly like the pride of Petrobor. like the bride of petrichor.
When first I came to the USA with my guitar in hand, I was told that I could get a job singing songs from Ireland. So I headed up to Boston, I was sure it would be alright. But the very first night I got on the stage, I was in for a big surprise. They said, "You're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or tooralooralooro, or even Irish eyes. You've got the hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland. So cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band." Well, to tell the truth, I got quite a shock and I didn't know what to say. So I sang a song in Gaelic, I thought that might win the day. But they looked at me suspiciously and I didn't know what was wrong. When a voice called out from the back of the room, "Now sing a real Irish song!" They said, "You're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or tooralooralooro, or even Irish eyes. You've got the hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland. So cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band." The very next day I was on my way to Chicago, I was bound. I was ready to give it another try, nor let it get me down. From the stage they looked quite friendly, but I'd hardly sound one word, when a voice called out from the back of the room, and what do you think I heard? They said, "You're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or tooralooralooro, or even Irish eyes. You've got the hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland. So cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band." Now, I've travelled all around the country, and it's always been the same. From LA to Philadelphia, and from Washington to New Bern. And sometimes now I wonder if it's a secret society. And it doesn't matter, wherever I go, it'll be waiting there for me.
Saying, "You're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or tooralooralooro, or even Irish eyes. You got a hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland. So cut out all that nonsense and sing McNamara's band."
No, you're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or tooralooralooro, or even Irish eyes. You've got the hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland. So cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band.
End off the set with
One more song.
one more time.
Now, people often ask us about certain topics in the Irish diaspora. And one topic in particular keeps coming up. What are leprechauns? Are they real? Are they animal, vegetable, or mineral? Well, we searched far and low for the definitive answer to that question. And it turns out that 200 years ago, in the far northwestern corner of Ireland, in County Donegal, there was a leper colony. And that year, Arthur Guinness, the man who made the famous pint of Guinness, was feeling very charitable and decided to send some barrels of his finest Guinness up to the poor lepers.
It was near
County
Killybegs,
Donegal.
wasn't it? It was near
I believe
Killybegs,
so.
wasn't it?
It was near Killybegs. So he loaded the barrels onto a cart and sent it on its way. And as the cart was drawing near, it hit a big rock, and the barrels of Guinness came flying off the cart into a huge field of shamrocks. And the shamrocks absorbed the Guinness, grew arms and legs, and started to dance around, and that's what we call leprechauns.
Oh, leprechaun stew is tasty and sweet, for leprechauns are the very best meat. They're not a bit greasy or stringy or tough. Take one little bite and you can't get enough.
Last Saturday morning, just about 10, while my wife was pounding my head with a pan, from outside our cottage there came a great roar,
And a gang of drunk leprechauns burst through the door. Well, they took all my money, my wife and my dog, and headed straight out to their den in the bog. I went and found Tony, said, what should I do? And his simple solution was leprechaun stew. Oh, leprechaun stew is tasty and sweet, for leprechauns are the very best meat. They're not a bit greasy or stringy or tough. Take one little bite and you can't get enough.
So me and Tony and some other men crossed over the bog to the leprechaun den. We heard my wife cussing way down in the ground, and fighting and crying and other such sounds.
In a short little while the leprechaun men came boiling out of that leprechaun den. They were battered and beaten and bloody and sore, and all of them looked like they'd been in a war. Oh, leprechaun stew is tasty and sweet, for leprechauns are the very best meat. They're not a bit greasy or stringy or tough. Take one little bite and you can't get enough.
So we rounded 'em up and we took 'em to town, and everyone gathered from miles around. The kettle was boiling, the fire was blazing, the leprechauns' faces were surely amazing.
The leprechaun king said, if you'll spare my life, I'll give back your money, your dog and your wife. Me dog and me money I'm wanting, that's true, but as for my wife, she'll be living with you. Oh, leprechaun stew is tasty and sweet, for leprechauns are the very best meat. They're not a bit greasy or stringy or tough. Take one little bite and you can't get enough.
The leprechaun king looked me right in the eye and said,
Is it live with that woman or die?
I said, that's the story, it's sad, but it's true.
You can live with my wife or be leprechaun stew. Well, the leprechaun king, he just shook his head, jumped into the kettle and shortly was dead. The rest of the leprechauns followed him too, and soon we had gallons of leprechaun stew. Oh, leprechaun stew is tasty and sweet, for leprechauns are the very best meat. They're not a bit greasy or stringy or tough. Take one little bite and you can't get enough.